You know, I really didn't want to make this video, but the Lord said, cry loud and spare not. So I'm here to talk about one of y'all favorites, Miss Sarah Jakes Roberts. Now, I pray that everybody that went to that concert made it home safely. But I must say, y'all did not think that it was okay to usher in the presence of the Lord by singing Boots on the Ground and doing line dances. Now, did y'all?
Sipping on moonshine.
Ain't no way somebody thought that this song was okay to play at this conference. Ain't no way that y'all thought this was okay. Y'all saw how folks came down on William Murphy when he played secular music for his New Year's Eve event at the church. And then y'all go play this for intermission and give our fans and think that this is okay. We either in the world or we out of the world. Which one is going to be? You can't be of the world and in the world and all of that and think that you going to save some souls. And before anybody starts in my comment section talking about we can't have fun or we can't listen to secular music or you don't listen to secular music, I never said I don't listen to Boots on the Ground. What I'm saying is I don't listen to it in church. I wouldn't listen to it at a church conference. I wouldn't listen to it at a conference or anything that's related to God's word that has to do with church. I would not. And when you look at the lyrics of Boots on the Ground, you just heard he said sipping on moonshine, which is part of what they played. But he also started out the lyrics saying, Lord have mercy. He probably said it more like a little southern. Let me get my southern. Lord have mercy. Alive in the building. He said, I'll dance by my damn self. Lord have mercy. Alive in the building. I'll dance by my damn self. Y'all thought this song was okay? Ooh, I'm saying Lord have mercy to that one. Y'all know better. Y'all know better. Y'all got to know better.
I've been seeing a lot of discourse online criticizing Woman Evolve, and here are my thoughts as a first-time Woman Evolve conference attendee. First of all, yes, the DJ did play about 60 to 90 seconds of Boots on the Ground. And let me tell you, nearly everyone in State Farm Arena during that intermission period got up, danced, were laughing and joking around. I had the homegirl level seats, 100 level section. I did not see anyone who walked out. I did not see anyone who looked disappointed because he played that. He kept it really cute. He probably played like the chorus and the bridge of the song. He did not play the whole song. A lot of these takes online or because you all aren't familiar with Woman Evolve, so you are giving your perspective of what you feel like should happen at someone else's conference. But here's the thing. Woman Evolve has always blended faith and culture together.
Let me just say this. Y'all know that this conference had about 15,000. Y'all know that this conference had at least 15 to 20,000 people who attended, right? Mostly were probably women. Just because a person doesn't see someone walk out of a conference doesn't mean that that didn't happen. And let's just say, for the sake of it, that people did stay because they spent their money on buying them tickets. And those tickets were not cheap, okay? People probably flew into Atlanta to go to this conference. So a lot of people probably were not going to leave. I've heard pastors say crazy stuff in the pulpit and people do not get up and walk out of church. So my expectation is not for people to leave. My expectation is for people, believers, to call out what is wrong. And that's what people are doing. So when this young lady is speaking and giving all of her excuses because she's a first time attendee and she's all geeked and excited, there are people who called her out, which is why she had to turn off her comments. I told y'all already that Woman Evolved, their Instagram page, the comments are turned off. People are calling this mess out as they should because it needs to stop. If we cannot go in a church and curse, if there's a church event, no matter where it's at, it doesn't matter where it's held at, there is a certain type of behavior that we should expect, and there is a certain type of behavior that should be required. When you go out to a fancy dinner, you do not want to hear Boots on the Ground. You don't want to have the scenery like it's a club, right? Am I making sense? So why is it that when we go to a church conference, event, or even in the church, that we want to have that sound or look like we're at the club? When I hear Boots on the Ground, I do not think about praising the Lord. I don't think about Jesus. I don't think about the Bible. I don't think about scriptures, Matthew, Moses, or anybody in there. What I think about is where them fans at and shaking my tail feather. And that's not what should be on our mind. Come on, I know y'all got to be smarter than this. I know somebody, like, why are we making up excuses? We should stop giving people passes because it's faith and culture.
There is a level of integrity, there's a level of respect that has to speak from the pulpit. And, you know, the people that she has, some of the guests that she has, such as Jackie Ina's fruit does not say Jesus. There's no reason why Jackie Ina is in the pulpit, especially when it comes to her belief system and the things that she pushes on her platform. But you guys love an aesthetic. Y'all like this, you know, home girl, this girly girl type aesthetic, and believe that it's okay just to do whatever it is that y'all want to do and, you know, turn around and be Christians. It does not work like that.
I don't know a lot about Jackie, and I just started seeing her come through my timeline on social media, so I can't really speak to what she believes in. What I will say is that anytime a conference or an event or a podcast is given by people who are in the church, and it always has to be a celebrity on the stage or in the seat or somebody wealthy, it's giving Jamal Brand's podcast. It's giving This Is All About Wealth and Money sense and not anything else. God operates and blesses us in more ways than just income. So everybody that thinks that they may be wealthy or rich one day, that's not necessarily so. God sows into our lives and blesses us with other things that are even more, how do I say this? That mean more than money. That some stuff that money can't buy. You can be blessed with love, with health, with longevity in life, to see all of your children have children and their children have children. So there's more to life than just money. But when conferences and things like this are put on by people of the church, I feel like it's all about money. I could be wrong, but that's just my feeling. You don't have to agree. And so when this young lady says that we need to be careful of who we put on those stages and what we're saying to our audience as believers, and as leaders of the church, we do need to be careful. We do need to be mindful of what do those people believe in. And not just picking people because they're influencers. Because what I'm seeing right now is a lot of churches are throwing a lot of events and they're going out hunting for influencers so that they can sell tickets. No. You have all the influence that you need. That's by God. And one thing I will say about the Dear Future Wifey podcast, he didn't go out and just hunt for celebrities. He had regular people on that podcast. Now, there were some celebrities and have been, but there were regular people. You know why? Because we can relate to regular people. There are people who can relate to regular people. I like saying that. People that give their stories and their testimonies that don't have anything to do with them building money. People that give their stories and testimonies that have to do with, I came out of this sickness. God brought me through this. God brought my mama, my daddy, my cousin, my uncle, my brother, my sister, my niece, my nephew out of this. Like people who can get up and say, this is what God did and this is how I'm living my life now. And I don't see that enough when it comes to the podcast or the conferences with the churches. It's all about let's find us an influencer.